Mr. Undersecretary, we are pleased to see you preside over this session at the outset of the UK presidency. I would also like to thank UNOCT's Acting Undersecretary General, Mr. Alexander Zuev, and the Executive Director of CTAD, ASG Natalia Gammon, for their comprehensive briefings. And these briefings have highlighted the level and complexity of the challenge posed by terrorism, in particular Daesh, and how it is deepening instability and threatening international peace and security around the world. We also take note of the 22nd report of the Secretary General and the 37th report of the Analytical Support and Sanctions Monitoring Team. So, President, Pakistan condemns terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. As a frontline state in the global counter-terrorism efforts, we have sacrificed blood and treasure with more than 90,000 casualties and staggering economic losses over the years. Let me recall that the Al-Qaeda core was largely decimated in Afghanistan due to Pakistan's instrumental efforts. Pakistan has also been playing a lead role in successfully combating ISIL-K in our region. Over the last few years, particularly after the Taliban takeover in Kabul, externally sponsored and foreign-funded proxy terrorist groups such as Fitna al-Khawarij TTP and Fitna al-Hindustan BLA and its Majid Brigade have got a new lease of life. Operating with virtual impunity from the Afghan soil and with the active support of our eastern neighbor, these groups are responsible for heinous terrorist attacks inside Pakistan. Just this weekend, BLA claimed responsibility for a series of terrorist attacks across multiple locations in the Balochistan province of Pakistan that resulted in the martyrdom of 48 innocent civilians, including 5 women and 3 children. 145 BLA terrorists were neutralized during the effective riposte by our valiant security forces. We hope the Council will act swiftly to designate the BLA under the 1267 sanctions regime, acceding to the listing request that is currently under consideration. And we thank the Security Council members for the swift press statement condemning these terrorist acts, and all our friends and well-wishers across the globe for the outpouring of support and solidarity with Pakistan. We remain resolute in eliminating this externally sponsored scourge from our soil and exposing the sponsors, financiers, aiders and abettors sitting across our borders. President, globally, the terrorism landscape has also evolved significantly. Terrorist attacks continue as terrorist groups have also proliferated geographically. As noted in the ESG's report, the threat posed by Daesh has increased steadily, becoming more complex and intensifying in multiple theaters, notably in West and Central Africa, the Sahel, and our region South Asia, while continuing to operate in Syria and Iraq, albeit with a diminished capacity. Daesh and its affiliates are persisting with recruitment of foreign terrorist fighters, increased utilization of modern ICTs to organize and recruit online, terror financing through digital wallets and cryptocurrencies, use of unmanned aerial systems, and exploitation of social media and AI for propaganda purposes. The international community must address the contemporary terrorist threat through a collective, comprehensive, and coordinated response, including through the balanced implementation of the global counterterrorism strategy. In this regard, First of all, we must effectively tackle the terrorist threats from Afghanistan. As documented by the monitoring team, the Afghan de facto authorities provide a permissive environment for a range of terrorist groups, notably TTP. Al-Qaeda continues to enjoy the patronage of DFA. ISIL-K remains active with an external focus, and ETIM-TIP members move freely within Afghanistan. These terrorist groups pose a threat not only to Pakistan, but to the entire region and beyond. Recent activity in Central Asia close to the Afghan border has validated earlier warnings. It has also become imperative to prevent the billions of dollars of sophisticated weapons and equipment left behind by foreign forces in Afghanistan from falling into the hands of terrorists. Secondly, there must be accountability of external destabilizing actors who support, finance, and arm these groups, including their proxies in Afghanistan. Third, there must be zero tolerance for state terrorism of the type on crass display in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir and other situations of foreign occupation. Occupation and accompanying repression cannot be masked as counterterrorism to suppress the internationally recognized and UN-sanctioned legitimate struggles of peoples against foreign occupation and for their inalienable right to self-determination in accordance with relevant UN resolutions and international legitimacy. Fourth, the need to adapt the UN counterterrorism architecture and sanctions regimes to ensure that they adequately respond to current challenges and represent a fair, just, and comprehensive mechanism to address the global scourge of terrorism. Counterterrorism policies have so far singled out only the adherents of one religion, that's Muslims. There is a need to encompass the new and emerging forms of terrorism, including white supremacists, far-right extremists, violent nationalists, fascists, xenophobic, Islamophobic, and anti-Muslim groups, and similar ideologies in various parts of the world. Present terrorism can be defeated only through unity and cooperation, without any double standards or discrimination, addressing the root causes and by preventing its exploitation for politically motivated agendas. The forthcoming 9th GCTS review this year offers a valuable opportunity to renew our collective resolve to take practical steps for preventing and countering terrorism in all its forms and manifestations by plugging the identified gaps and thereby refreshing the international consensus on effective international efforts. Pakistan will continue to support multilateral efforts aimed at devising comprehensive and holistic strategies to combat and eradicate this menace through collective endeavors and cooperation. I thank you very much.